Where a year ago they hire Antonio Pierce to be the full-time head coach from the interim guy. They hire Tom Telesco, the former Chargers general manager, trying to get something good to happen in Vegas after coming off a pretty good interim season. They bring in Pierce as a full-time guy. Locker room loves him. They really want him to, make the leaps and the bounds and all that stuff to go through. Drafting this guy and Brock Bowers as the captain of this offense. And, despite the 4-13 record, they fired Telesco. They fire Pierce. They do bring in a Super Bowl winning head coach in Pete Carroll and former Buccaneers exec, someone up top there, in John Spytek as their next guys. So here we go. Let's go right into the offense here, where Gardner Minshew and Desmond Ridder and some other guy I'm totally drawing a blank on at the quarterback room. They release all those guys. They move on. Well, Aiden O'Connell's still there, so I should not say I forgot about him. Geno Smith, they trade for a third-round pick from the Seattle Seahawks. They bring in Alex Kappa, who got released by the Cincinnati Bengals, and they really tried to build this offense up to really high standards, drafting Ashton Jeanty in the first round. They bring in a great leadership role in the backfield with Raheem Mostert. They revamped the receiving core with Jack Beck, Tommy Mallet, Dante Thornton Jr., also Colin Johnson from the Chicago Bears last year. They're trying to find some stability. Pete Carroll brings in his guy that he had his last couple of years as the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. And I want to turn the conversation back to you guys. We clicked at the same time, Dom.
Happens often.
But let's see. Is there going to be any clicking, though, with this team as they're trying to switch the atmosphere of the locker room, the environment of the locker room? They bring in a guy with Pete Carroll who has won in the elite. He's won in the NFL. He's won in college. He's done everything, really. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2 as head coach. What's next now for the Raiders as they're trying to find something new there in Las Vegas?
No longer be garbage. Actually have an O-line that can do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jeanty and Mostert, that should be pretty sick. Should be pretty sick. I mean, there's a lot of talent, athleticism out of Jeanty. You got to hope they make plays in the running game. I mean, Geno Smith is very competent. A very competent quarterback. Maybe the most competent quarterback that they've had since Derek Carr. So, okay. Maybe this is on the up, I guess. But, we still have a lot to see here. There's a lot that needs to be proven to us. I don't know. Pete Carroll's a decent head coach. He's gotten it done. I don't know. You got to hope.
I would love to see the Beast Quick era Marshawn Lynch, Pete Carroll offense with this team. That'd be pretty fun with Ashton Jeanty.
Oh, it'd be a lot of fun.
Just got Michael Myers back there standing straight up and then running over people.
Yeah, Michael Myers with Michael Mayer blocking him, so that'd be even funnier.
Well, for how long? Are they going to trade him?
I think you got to keep him at that point. I mean, yeah, you bring in Ian Thomas from the Panthers, but Brock Bowers, clear-cut number 1 tight end. Probably the best tight end prospect coming out of college since, I would say Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts was pretty good in college and, obviously hasn't really gone the expectation route in the NFL.
Yeah.
Allegedly, he's now a receiver.
Yeah, apparently.
I like what they're doing here. There's a lot of clips of Jeanty out of the backfield doing a lot of big plays there in Raiders camp. I think they are a couple pieces away. I really think they can start clicking. It's just, when are they going to start clicking? Obviously, Pete Carroll's not going to be there for 10 years, 74 years old. So obviously you got to think of, okay, who's going to be the heir to the Raiders throne following Pete Carroll? But if anyone's going to correct the locker room and make the locker room better, it's going to be Pete Carroll, plain and simple.
The Steelers have really lacked stability I mean, they hired Gruden on a 10-year contract, right? And that went
Well,
as south as that went.
the NFL rat fucked him.
Yeah, and then you had, Antonio Brown. You had that whole thing happened. Then since then, it's been nothing but unstable. Is unstable a word? Unstable?
Unstable?
Jeez. It's been nothing but unstable. Because you've had, Josh McDaniels, you had that shit show. Quarterback position's just been rough. This is the most stable we've seen this team. Geno Smith is reliable at least.
He can win you games. He won 10 games last year in Seattle. They were a full game out of the playoffs with a very stacked NFC.
And then you have Pete Carroll, who's a reliable head coach. It's like you gotta hope that this is the most stable we've seen this team in a while, and that it stays that way, and that you gain some traction this year into next year, and that we have a foundation, building blocks, something that I feel like the Raiders have been trying to establish for quite a number of years and failing pretty hard at. So I feel like, this is the best chance they've had to have those building blocks and foundation and potentially a future, which so many teams try to accomplish and fail, including this team. So, if that's what we're looking at, that's awesome. And you got to hope that's what we're looking at.
Well, I mean, you go by last year, there's so many games where the running back position had negative rushing yards. You get yourself Ashton Genty, who should have been the Heisman winner. You have Raheem Mostert, who's 2 years removed from leading the league in touchdowns. I like Zamir White, Sincere McCormick, but you got two guys in here who will be able to find the end zone, going to be able to shoot the gap and just run wild with it.
You also had the most fun story of last season in Jacoby Myers, at least from a fantasy perspective. If you could actually have a real season.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Jacoby Myers still did have a real season. And, I expect him. I mean, he's the number one receiver on this now?
Yeah, I would expect him to be number one receiver.
Depending if you consider Bowers the number one. But
yeah, I mean, that's also true. But, yeah, this should be a competent team. Something that the Raiders have kind of lacked. The stable, the stability, reliability. It should be somewhat exciting at times. Watchable games.
That right side of the offensive line is kind of
yeah.
I
mean,
it's never good when you get somebody the worst offensive lineman that was a cast off on the worst offensive line.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's go to the defense here. Where just a week ago, they ended up releasing Christian. I don't even. I've drawn a total blank on his name there. Christian Wilkins. There we go. After just a year on his new contract, the big ticket free agent in 2024. There's some reports of what's going on. Some say it's surgery. Some say it's team stuff. It's a whole big thing. But what Pete Carroll does best is try to rebuild the defense. And he brought in a lot of guys who are hungry and they want to win. Starting with Jermaine Pratt, who was released from the Cincinnati Bengals. They bring in a Landon Roberts from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Devin White, who's been bouncing around since the Buccaneers released him a couple years ago. Lonnie Johnson Jr., Eric Stokes, Jeremy Chin. But that's also with the side of Max Crosby. You saw Malcolm Kuntz. You still have a lot of these other guys. And they also draft Darian Porter in the third round this year. They draft Tonka Hemingway. It's a defense in progress. I think that's the best way you could put it there for the Raiders. But yeah, they're gonna make some strides. You still have Jacorian Bennett, Darnay Holmes, who was making a couple plays last year. I got nothing else to say on this team right now, but it's a work in progress. They can only get better.
Is Pete Carroll an offensive coach?
No,
right? I will say, on paper, a lot of these later Seahawks teams, even when he was there, obviously. A lot of those later Seahawks teams, after the Legion of Boom, that on paper, when we could look like preseason, like we're looking now, we thought looked pretty terrible. I did, at least, and still performed extremely well.
Well, what year are you talking about? Because there was like that era where their defense was actually terrible.
Are you talking about the early years?
No, I mean like the let Russ cook, because that's the only thing they had going for them. They had to score 40 points a game to win.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe not then. I don't know. I don't know. This is just like I don't know. The Raiders, the standard for the Raiders is the floor. So, like, if we see better than that, I guess we got to be happy. So I don't know. I don't know. We just kind of have to see.
Like, listen, I think you can just jump into the what makes a success is like if Pete Carroll starts to bring that winning foundation and winning culture into the locker room that they can actually build on something.
Yeah.
Because I don't think him or Gino are going to be there much longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not going to come in for really more than I think even 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They really like. I think they got Gino to right the ship and be competitive. And worst case, we go get a quarterback, in this upcoming draft that they can bring along under this and build it all together.
What's Gino's contract?
2 years.
Yeah, they signed him to an extension, so it's 3 years total. So it's the same amount as what Carroll's coaching right now.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of fine with pivoting a little bit into that because I really don't know what to say about this defense other than like this year, like I said, with the offense, we just need to see what they've been trying to strive for year in, year out with the stability, with the building blocks, with the foundation, with some kind of a future, competitiveness, just a culture, just something with some kind of stability. Every season's an issue. Every season ends worse than it began. It feels like, I don't know. We need to go into next season and feel like we have some momentum into something. It's tough. This is a tough division too. We just need to see something out of this team, man. That's really ultimately it. Other than being a bottom 5 team in the league, they need to get something going. Some standard, something, foundation, anything, So,
Schedule.
yeah.
We do have one. We have one question in the chat here, but it's not relating to this. It's a fantasy question.
Oh,
DJ
see?
Moore or Michael Pittman in Dynasty? Who should he keep?
I don't know.
It would have to be DJ Moore. Pittman's
Probably.
Pittman's awful.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's over. The schedule.
Yelled at me for calling him Slant Boy 2.0.
DJ Moore?
No,
Or Pittman? Yeah, he kind of is.
But here is the schedule. Big game week 1, the Josh McDaniels revenge game as they go to the New England Patriots. And then you got to go all the way back across the coast for a Monday Night Football game against the Chargers in week 2. And then all the way back across the, oh, Jesus, this is just, that's terrible.
My God. No, all the way back and then back to the east a little bit. And then
no, you gotta, basically you're back, you're in the Eastern time zone for 3 of your first 5 games to start the season.
This is rough.
Oh man.
East home, kind of east-ish.
You're on the edge of the Eastern time zone. Indianapolis is a weird town.
Also, well,
I've been there. It's weird.
Furthest. You get walloped and then bye.
Or you could win and go on the bye.
Okay.
Listen, they play the Chiefs really tough in Arrowhead. If you go back the last 4 years.
I still don't have the faith in that one. I see 2 wins going into the bye, maybe 3. Which would be cool because it's almost their season total from last season.
I got 5.
I could probably go as high as 7. but also Pete Carroll can just like surprise anyone. Has he had a losing record? I think he only had one losing record. That was in 2021 when Russ had the broken finger, and they were just like losing every close game. That was the start of our stadium tour, Dom. We were down there
Well-
for the football team. Actually, they weren't even the Commanders.
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, 7 would be my like complete ceiling of a number. I'm between 5 and 6 probably.
what do the experts say, or
Yeah.
should we call them experts? Should we call them degenerates?
Degenerates. I like that better.
What does the finance department tell us?
They're not bottom 5, so that's something. They have them rated at exactly 7 on the dot, which is actually kind of surprising. And this is crazy. 22% chance at playoffs, 22.5% chance at playoffs, which
If
is
it was any other coach, it'd probably be like 10% or less. But I think because it's Pete Carroll, like you got to put some respect on him.
it's true.
See, I get him with 7 if you're including the Chiefs resting everybody at the end of there.
That might be true.
Or what if the Chiefs are trying to fight for that final playoff spot?
But then I think Vegas.
Because this division's not a pushover. I mean, listen, this division put 3 teams in last year. Also,
Yeah,
got to consider that.
Yeah. Again, I would love to see every year they say like the Chargers had a good roster and the Chargers can do something, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I mean they're about somewhere in the 6th or 7th worst team for the betting odds. So like they're not bottom 5, I guess. Yeah, I mean I don't know. I guess that's kind of where we're sitting. What do you think, Will, as far as
Oh, I said 7 to begin with.
no, I mean like as far as the season for the Raiders?
What makes it successful is going to be, hey, you pay Geno Smith $40 million. Can he live up to the $40 million? I mean, hey, Brock Bowers, he was a offensive mastermind. Who's going to take Brock Bowers in the 2024 draft? And I think he was the best rookie receiver last year. What's Sash and Jenny going to do? Everyone talked about, oh, is Genty going to be, in the top 5, a top 10, or is he going to like slide down the first round? Like, what's he going to do? And the Raiders took the chance on him. And what can he do? Can he produce what he did at Boise State a year ago? Or, I mean, hey, he's not the whole offense now. I mean, there's a lot of good pieces on the offense.
Yeah.
I think this team's going to be a lot flashier on the offense than we're going to be expecting on defense this year. So I think the offense is going to be a very big surprising point for 2025.
Okay. Do we think they ever at any point in time put up 40 points in a game this season?
Yeah, they're absolutely going to.
You think so?
Look at the Colts. They're going to definitely put it up on the Colts.
Or the Titans?
I got a little bit of respect on the Titans.
Okay.
Maybe, I mean, I would say it's either the Colts or the Browns.
Yeah,
Maybe the Giants.
the
I don't
Browns
know.
put up good defense.
Listen,
Maybe the Giants.
The Bears out of camp has not looked good.
Maybe the Bears. Yeah, all right. If they could
Uh,
put up 40 points in a game, I'd be pretty proud. I'd be like, okay, maybe we're seeing a team here. So Gino could do it, I think.
I think Geno can do it. I'm a big believer. I only have his jersey.
Oh, we know.